How's everyone doing tonight? I'd like to jump on here a few minutes early and get set up. Let's see, we'll get our chat open up here. Takes a bit of time, it does. Alright, here we go, opening. The chat's important. You know, it's a big reason why we're here. Okay, we're getting there, folks. Now, while I'm waiting for that, aha, there we go. There it is. Good evening. Now, jump back over to Facebook so I can share the video. And look at that, we still got a minute left. Share the video. And look at that, we still got a minute left. All right. Almost there. Alright, folks, we're almost set. Almost set. And we'll share to the Chiller Night group. One more. Give me one more. Give me a few more seconds here. We'll share the Harrisville Haunted House. Have to change that name. Alright. Looks like we are ready to begin. Hey everybody, this is Bryan Hogue. Welcome to the Chiller Night Live pre-show, where from 8 p.m. Eastern Time until a few minutes shy of 9 p.m. I sit here and chat with you fine, frightened folks about normally about the upcoming Chiller Night Theater lineup of movies for the night. That unfortunately won't be the case tonight. It's a pre-show. Well, I didn't want to change the title of this program just for the, for last week and this week, but there's no show later on after this one. So the pre-show is a bit unintentionally deceptive, I guess. This is it. This is it. But anyways, I hope you had a good time. We'll be talking about. Hopefully, we'll be back up and running for next week. I will find out, certainly, for sure, and be posting throughout the week on that. We'll be talking about our show we did last night, our live show, and that was a lot of fun. But let me see. Let me get caught up on the chats here. See what's going on. Wow! I was not expecting to see that many. Okay, Michelle gives a little minion emoji. See, I'm always forgetting the name of those little yellow guys, but I remember this week. Tracy says, hello from Ohio. Hey, Tracy. Thanks for joining us. You're my stately neighbor. Pennsylvania here. Paul Lee says, good evening, sir. Hey, Paul, thanks for joining us. Tracy says, good vibes. Yes. Bonet says, Hey, hello, Brian. How are you? And what's new with you? Just, just working away, trying to get my um, new business up and running. So, we'll be seeing that this summer. Tom says, "Hi guys." Hey, Tom. Thanks for joining us. John says, "It's 8 o'clock. Time to put your video game on pause." I like that idea. Because it's time again for the Chiller Night pre-show. This is Crozak the Grand, and now here's our host and star, Bryan Hogue. Well, I appreciate that, Crozak the Grand. I don't know about star necessarily, but yes, thank you. Uh, David says, "Good evening. Champagne popped and poured. Cheers. You drinking an eyeball martini tonight?" No, no. I've got Boba Fett sitting here in place of a crypto creepy drink for some reason. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't put that up there tonight. But it's either Boba Fett or the eye martini. So I guess Boba won tonight. Uh, Bonin says, "Hey Tom." Okay, some folks saying hello to each other, exchanging your cyber salutations. All right. Tracy says, "Rattle me bones for scary stuff." Okay. All right. So Raven says, "Hi." Oh, hey, Raven. Thanks for joining us. Hey, last night we had we played the amazing Mr. X, 1948. That was a good one. I had a lot of fun with that. Um, I wasn't kidding when I said this. I was kind of immersed with the chats. Everyone's kind of getting into it and exchanging during the movie segments. Like what the TV viewers won't be able to see when they're watching it when it does go back on stream TV. But it's funny. I got caught off guard twice. I'm sitting there chatting and stuff, and then I look over and the movie faded to black, which is the cue to, oh, I'm up. So I had to I had to jump in the hosting duties. Yeah, that happened twice last night. That was kind of funny. All right. Bonehead says, "Rattle my bone. I only got the one." All right. Raymond says, "Tom, Bonehead." He's waving. Tracy says, "Jolt Cola. More zip in your step." Jolt. Oh, man. I remember that. They still make that? All right. David says, I kind of figured with all those Monster drink and energy drinks, I didn't know they still made Jolt. That's funny. I remember drinking that stuff back in the 80s. Um, what was the other thing that they used to sell? No Does? Remember those? Ah, the stuff we uh, we poured into our systems back in the day. Let's see. David says, you never know, but you might want to take yourself an eye martini at some point. You might want to make yourself an eye martini at some point. Well, I mean, you never know, but who says I haven't? I might have snuck Jack Shadow's eye martini every once in a while, but I won't admit it openly over the internet because he'll hear about it. Oh, so all right. So, anyways, John says, "You had to show that movie because the amazing Rando was not available. Good show last night." Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. Tom says, "Jolt Cola, all the sugar and twice the caffeine." Yeah, boy, that really gave you a good kick, didn't it? I don't know about good, but it gave you a kick. Glam says, "Howdy all, Brian, Ava, Renee, Tracy. Hey, Bonehead, Tom. Hi, Raymond." Hey, Glam, thanks for joining us. Raymond says, "I am chillin'." John says, "Jolt Cola in the 80s. What a time to be alive." I know. That was so cool. I love the 80s. Um, Ava Hoagie, my baby gives me a heart. Right back at you. Glam says, "Never got to Jolt, but practically took Mr. 2 intravenously." Yeah. I was pretty big on Mr. Do back in the day. Now I can't tell you the last time I mean, I spent most of my adulthood not drinking any type of soda. It's very rare that I do. I drink a lot of other things that I probably shouldn't. I can't say I'm a health guru by any means, but yeah, I don't drink that much soda. Um, David says that was a pretty neat little movie you had on last night. Yeah, it wasn't a long movie, but it was only like an hour and 13 minutes or something like that. It was a relatively short movie, but it was kept your attention. It was good. It was a nice little thriller. They don't always have to have a monster in it, but I like the fact that you're watching something like that, or the Bat. Remember that Vincent Price and Agnes Moorehead. They don't always have to have a. Sometimes a thriller is just as entertaining to watch as something scary with an actual monster in it. Tracy says Choc Cola Yahoo chocolate drink. Now that I've seen, but I don't remember ever having one of those. Glam says thanks, Bonehead. Work has been cutting into my fun time, but glad to be here tonight. Caught last night on replay and enjoyed the show. Ah, nice. Paul says, hey guys, how's my family tonight? I think everyone's doing pretty good. It seems like everyone is. Tom says, Pop? Are a Canuck bone? Oh, for Bonehead. Did you call it Pop? It's weird. What do you guys call it? Now I know down, I believe the South is more, it's more prevalent to say soda, but I call it soda. I'm from Pennsylvania. I call it soda, but more people up north, I think, do tend to call it pop. So, all right, let's hear it. I know that doesn't sound very scary or sci-fi, but it is a topic that came up. We talk about horror, science fiction, paranormal, or nostalgia collectibles within those genres. Growing up, you know, what was your favorite monster toy or model or whatever the case may be, or the movies or whatnot. But I, I go with whatever topic you're throwing my way. All right. Let's see. Terrence says, dang, I missed last night's broadcast. I'll watch the replay tomorrow. There you go. It's on either YouTube or Facebook, so. Bonehead says, yeah, I'm from the true north, eh? Yeah, eh? Yes, you are. Raymond says, soda. Okay. Tom says, right, some good bone. Hey, peeps, sorry I'm late, Lasercorn. Hey, Laser! Thanks for joining us. Paul says, Star Trek action figures. Oh, yeah, I remember having those little Mego ones. I think they were from Mego, the company that made all those. The 8-inch action figures. So, yeah, I had all those. And the Enterprise play set, stuff was cool. Glam says, I know it as soda pop. Oh, well, there you go. But it's always called pop. All right. David says, who drinks Coca-Cola? Isn't that the stuff they used to take away rust? Yeah, it does that too. Yeah. Think of all the health benefit it just is going on inside your body. Tracy says, man with x-ray eyes. Oh, I still had that up though. Yes. Well, the amazing Mr. X. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they called it Mr. X. Watched the whole thing and couldn't tell you that. I know they called him Alexa quite a bit, and I got reports from some of you that was kind of playing havoc with your phones as you were chatting away here in Alexa. Terrence says, Lasercorn, thanks for the nightmare fuel last week. I only threw up 38 times. What? Well, I don't remember what that was about, but if it was something on here, but hopefully you have a better weekend. Paul says, I say Four Loco. Yeah, I've never had that. Never had that. Tracy says, Rubber the Tire movie. I don't know what that is. Rubber the Tire movie. Okay. Is that a horror movie? Paul says, great movie last night. Thank you, Paul. Bonehead says, sorry, I grew up in Windsor, Ontario. I can't lose some of the lingo and habits. I still call Kraft mac and cheese KD dinner. Oh, really? Yeah. Well, yeah, that's definitely, definitely north. Tom says that was a good one, kind of a horror north. Yeah, yeah, that was from what I've seen of it and what I saw written about it. It seemed to be like uh, that was kind of one of the things that stood out was that noir atmosphere and the look of it. Tom says I went to high school in Nova Scotia. Bone. Ah, Tracy says Gort. Gort. The heck is Gort? What is Gort? Uh, Lasercord says, oh, Terrence says Lasercorn recommended Forced Gender Reassignment, the music video. Oh, was that one of the? Oh, that was one of the metal missions, huh? Okay. Um, Glam says that's why it goes down so smoothly. It's a 2-for-1. Quenches thirst while cleaning out your pipes. Paul says if you want to have a fast buzz, the Four Loco. Bonus says, Tom, we got to stick together. We're outnumbered here. LOL. Raymond says, Tom, are you Scotch? Terrence says, Brian forgot to mention the Winnie the Pooh horror movie last week. That's right. Yeah. Um, Blood and Honey. Was that it? Blood and Honey. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That, I mean, have you guys seen that? I mean, obviously Terrence, but I saw that before you posted. Where did you post that I saw? Was that on YouTube? Um, but I did see that posted. You posted something about that, and I've been seeing that earlier in the week. Somebody's making a horror movie with Winnie the Pooh as the killer. I don't know if it's actually supposed to be the bear or somebody just wearing the. I think it is supposed to be Winnie the Pooh though, because he and is it Piglet who's with them, and they're they're taking revenge against Christopher Robinson or something because they feel abandoned or something. I don't know. I just very very loosely remember the synopsis to this strange movie. Pooh, Blood and Honey or something. Oh, that sounds so strange. Okay, well, we'll see how that goes. So wait a minute. Do you know when it comes out? Is there any word on? Is this just in the conceptual stage or no? Because we saw some pictures of it. I think there were some pictures posted. All right. If anybody knows when that comes out, let me know. Let me know. Strange. All right. Tom says, no, Raymond, I'm more of an Alabama freckle belly these days. Tracy says, the earth stood still. You just putting up some movie titles? Is that the earth stood still? Okay. Terrence says, yeah, Blood and Honey. That's what I thought. Yeah, Blood and Honey. Paul says, how is Ava and your son? Doing well. Everyone's doing well. Yep. We had a little bout of, um, sickness there several weeks ago, but everyone bounced back pretty quick. Uh, doing good. Doing good. Terrence says, YouTube's community section. That's it. That's it. That's it. All right. And Terrence says, Piglet. Yeah, is that did I say that wrong or I don't know. I remember the little whatever he is. Oh, I guess he was a pig, little pig creature. Or are they? I just wonder, are they gonna get like Tigger and Emor? Wasn't that the donkey? I don't know. This is so odd. Um, What a weird idea. Who the heck had that idea? Like, maybe they were reading a Winnie the Pooh book to their kids or something and thought, hey, this would make an outstanding horror movie. Not just a horror movie like a creepy Wizard of Return to Oz type of creepiness, but an actual like slasher, cut 'em up. Okay. Lisa Ann says, Winnie the Pooh movie sounds stupid, tacky. I can't. I don't think you're wrong. I mean, it does sound pretty weird. Uh, let's see. Paul says, "Do you want to show a list of movies we can watch together since there's no stream?" If you guys want to, if there's something that you want to watch, I can refer you to the YouTube channel, the Chiller Night. It's called Chiller Night, not Chiller Night Theater, Chiller Night, because it's like an umbrella over all of this stuff, all of the pre-show, Chiller Chat when we were doing Chiller Chat. Didn't pull the plug on that necessarily. I'm just I had to take a break from it because I can't keep up with it. I'm juggling pudding here, but it's on the Chiller Night YouTube channel. Now, if you go there, you can check out episodes of Chiller Night Theater. So if you wanted to do that, if you wanted to watch something like that in together, I could recommend something. Then I'd have to look and make sure that YouTube hasn't taken it down, that I forgot about. So I don't know if you have any ideas, something that we've played before. I can look it up while we're watching the show here. I'd say, I mean, let's see, something that we haven't seen in a while. Although I want to keep, I'm sure we'll be on next week. I got my schedule right here. I wonder if, looking at the year here, why not Silent Night, Bloody Night? Try that at 9 o'clock if you want to. If everybody wanted to, if you wanted to watch something and all together. I think that's a good movie. We haven't watched that one since January 1st. I'm a paper and pen kind of guy. That's how I keep everything organized. I do on the computer too, but Tom says, I can just see Eeyore answering the door like Lurch. Yeah. That's who I want to see on there. All right. Terrence says, they're still shooting it now. I'll let you know when it's released. Okay. All right. John says, I have seen the pictures of what Winnie the Pooh looks like, and the creepy furry from The Shining comes to mind. Clam says, was never a Winnie fan. Couldn't get past the voice, and a bear only half dressed. He could find a shirt but no pants. Oh, I'm sure he could. I feel that was 100% intentional. Just yeah. I don't know. I gotta say the books, the old books. I'm kind of with you on that. That voice was very annoying on the cartoons, but if you go back and read like the early books, they're actually pretty funny. There's a lot of, they're very well written, and I say that, and I haven't read these things for decades, but I remember even in high school reading these and just getting the biggest kick out of them. I mean, they were very cleverly written. You might want to, I don't know if anybody has an interest, but if you want to get a few laughs, I mean, check out the old books of Winnie the Pooh. They are pretty good. Lisa Ann says, sounds about as creative as the porn Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Well, as far as I know, it's just a horror movie. And they're not going that route, as apparently they did with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Okay. Oh, my. Let's see. All right, trying to... Paul says, "How's the escape room coming along? Now I'm afraid of teddy bears and pigs." Yeah, the Chiller Night Escape Experience. I was just working on that today. That's where I was today. I probably, if you see, I got them speckled with white paint. That's what I was doing today, working on that. So just working away on it. It's coming along. I mean, it should be. I'd like it to be open sometime this month, but I really don't know. To be honest with you, there's a lot. There's a lot in it, setting stuff up. So I don't know. We'll see. But I will say that I was kind of in a rush to get it done so that I could jump in and start working on the haunted house because I was going to have surgery on my shoulder in July, and that would put me out of commission. Any type of physical work for at least several months with the rotary cuff and all that. So, but I'm going to put that off until after I get this all built because there's no way I'm going to get that done. But it's coming along. The escape room is coming along pretty well. I'm excited about it. Can't wait to get it started. The very first one is Zombie Outbreak. You kind of see the zombies. I like that. It kind of looks like they're trying to escape in a way. But yeah, that's going to be the first one, and it will be here soon. I say soon because the summer. It might be this month. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm shooting for, but I want to do it right too. I don't want to just put it out there. If I'm not happy with, if I don't look at it and say, "Wow," then it's not ready. That's that's how I gauge things. So, because I want who's ever coming in to say that. So that's how I kind of regulate that. David says, "Did you know that today is the 40th anniversary of the release of the movie Poltergeist?" Yeah, I saw someone post that earlier. That's amazing, isn't it? Without knowing this yesterday, I happened to buy a DVD of it just because I never owned a copy of it. Is that right? I that's kind of hard to imagine, isn't it? That Poltergeist is 40 years. Well, I mean, it was like May 25th. Star Wars was 45 years old. 45 years old. That to me that blows my mind. Star Wars was 45 years old, the original movie. It came out in 1977. I just remember, going in the Drake Theater in Oil City to see that as a kid. I had no idea what it was. Some reason I was thinking it was like a Hal Lindsey documentary on something. Not Hal Lindsey necessarily, but it was like one of those documentary movies, about. I don't know. I was a little kid at the time, but I just remember thinking that. Like I didn't know it was a movie about what it was. And then I was so just blown away by that. Pretty cool. Terrence says, "Brian, I saw Stranger Things season 4. It's wildly inconsistent and ridiculously long. The 7 episodes they released were each over an hour long. They're going to release 2 more episodes." See, I never got into watching Stranger Things, so I couldn't give you my opinion on it one way or the other. But there's Terrence's opinion on that. Don't know if anybody else watches that. Ridiculously long. You'll have to. I know it's not a good sign when the host is yawning, but I'm just a little wore out today. sorry. Try not to do that again. Hey, you reminded me of something though. Between mentioning Star Wars being 45 years old and the streaming episodes, boom, Obi-Wan. Has anybody checked this out yet? They're up to they just finished episode 3, and wow, it's really picking up. It takes place 10 years before the first Star Wars movie. I mean, A New Hope they call it now, but it really, if I won't give anything away, but Wow, if you're able to see it on, it's on Disney Plus. Check it. You gotta watch episode 3. It is something. I guess that's all I can really say. I don't want to give any spoilers, but it's very entertaining, and I think they're doing that. I get excited now watching this stuff. But I will say, when the Book of Boba Fett was on, I would actually get up and watch that before I would go to work. Um, in the mornings. That's how excited I was for that series, and it's neat to be that excited about something these days. Entertainment wise. So, but yeah, I love that one. Let's see here, Obi-Wan. All right. Raymond says, Brian, who was on last week whose wife was not doing well? That was I don't recall the name, Raymond, because it wasn't somebody who in fact, it might have been the first time they were on here, so I don't know who that was, but I have been thinking about that throughout the week. I thought because he had asked for prayers for his wife, and he said that she had had a stroke, and she was they said at one point that she was brain dead, but then she had later been able to speak in complete sentences. I'm like, wow, that is fantastic. That is like extremely significant. That she went from one stage to the next. If I'm remembering that right, and I think I am from what he was writing on here. So, well, if someone's praying, then some prayers are getting answered there. Glam says, I set him up, Bonehead, and you and Tom can run with it. PG, of course. What are you guys doing? Maybe you ought to be paying more attention. Aw. Terrence says, I saw Norm Macdonald's last Netflix special titled Nothing Special. It was pretty funny and sweet, especially since he passed away not long after filming it. Norm is just one of my favorites. He had been one of my favorites. I was I thought it was sad, when I heard he passed away, but I was always been a big fan of him. Since the very first time I saw him on Saturday Night Live, he just had something so different about him than anybody else. He just had that delivery, you know. And he really downplayed himself, but he was really a comic genius. But he went the other way with it, He really downplayed himself, which made it even funnier just because of his reactions. And if you don't know Norm Macdonald, check him out on YouTube. You'll get a lot of laughs out of him. Tom says, Fiend Without a Face. Ah, there's another one. Yeah, we haven't watched that in a while, have we? We watched that on February 12th. That was the last time we played that one. There's another one. Lisa Ann says, watching the 4th season of Stranger Things. Raymond says, old school, Brian. What? Oh, I'm really behind, so I'm sorry. That could have been as well. That was 2021, so that was 10 minutes ago. So I'm way off topic. Maybe I ought to try to get caught up here. And I'm sorry that I have to do this because I have to really scroll and skip quite a bit of stances. You have older movies than I was watching in 61, 62, 63 on Chiller Saturday night at 10 p.m. All the good old days. Yes, we like the good old chillers of yesteryear. We definitely like to play the oldies, but the goodies. Glam says, "Wow, I didn't know about Norm Macdonald. He did some funny stuff and had a neat delivery." Yes. Let me get caught up. Here, and then. Lisa Ann says, Robert Englund reprised his role as a demon. They're kind of copying Freddy. Oh, okay. There was evidently a reference of a movie here that, or are you talking about Stranger Things? Tracy says, love Star Wars. As do I. Let's see. Glam says, you're a true gentleman, Bonehead. Who knows what YouTube might do, and they've already made life hard enough for Bryan. LOL. Yes, they have. I know. Ain't right. Let's see. Bonin says, I get excited watching Pittsburgh Penguins. I can't wait for the season to start again in a few months. Yep, be here before you know it. Terrence says, Bryan, what are some of your favorite movies of this year so far? Oh, wow. You know, I can't, I'm really bad about that this year, about like um, trying to remember titles. And I'd sit here probably too long trying to think about it. What are some Ava? If you're still watching, help me out here with some of the titles of some of the stuff we've been watching here recently. I'm so bad about that. My mind has been it's been like a blender here just recently, and I can't seem to remember much. I don't know. That's a good question. I just don't. I can't think of anything. Paul says, "What is the Blood Snow? I'm interested to watch it." Oh, see, I'm trying to keep up with the comments, so I'm sure I missed the reference to that. So, all right, let me get caught up here. Let's see. Terrence says, Bryan, in the South Park Streaming Wars movie, Randy quotes Will Smith when he said he kept that name out of your effing mouth. What? I mean, I'm aware of the Oscars thing, but all right. Am I missing some context here? Tracy says, up from the grave, 40 stories tall, green eyes, his head in the sky, Godzilla. Now, I don't know if any of you were still with me at the very last. You just reminded me of something when you say Godzilla. At the very end of the show last week, I had recalled, and I almost kept this out, but the picture on the cue, but I removed it. But there's a place where they have a zip line, and you can go into the mouth of Godzilla, and this thing's like a full-sized head of Godzilla, and you know, there's a really cool picture I had on here that I showed last week of that. I was thinking, how cool would that be? You know, first of all, it'd be really neat to do zip lining, but then to go into the mouth of Godzilla would be really pretty awesome. And there was a night picture of it too, and the thing was lit up so cool. Neat idea. Neat idea. Was it in Japan? Maybe it was in Japan. It seems like it should have been. Um, let's see. Sean says, would love to see some horror summer camp movies like Friday the 13th, The Burning, Summer Night Camp, Nightmare, and Sleepaway Camp. Love those classic movies. Yeah, I wish, you know, we played some of that stuff during our watch parties. Back when Corpus and then Dale was doing the night or the watch parties on the Chiller Night group page, not the Chiller Night Theater page, but the Chiller Night group page, and those were some of the movies that we were playing. Sleepaway Camp. I remember. Who was the actress on that? Felicia Rose, was that it? The one who had the little surprise ending there. Weird, but I remember I met her at a comic convention. I was as Jack Shadow, and I remember we got our pictures taken together. Very nice lady, but Friday the 13th met Tom Savini, of course, who did a lot of the special effects for, and even some of the stunt work on the Friday the 13th movies. So, but yeah, I wish we could show those. I would love to be able to show that stuff. Paul says, "Can you show Sugar Hill? Very good zombie movies." No, I'm sure that's not public domain, and I'm just saying that off the top of my head at at first glance of what you wrote, because in reviewing over all the years of looking at all these lists of public domain movies, I've never seen that one on there. I wish I could. Tracy says, "Blood Snow, Nazis in Snow." I think it was an adult bloody cartoon. Oh, is that right? I've not heard of that one. Let's see. John says, "Question, when attraction's ready for Halloween, will you give us a guided tour before it's ready?" Well, I could give you little snippets of it without, putting the, without showing the, the whole thing in its entirety, It's very possible. Let's see here. Maybe I could give you little teasers every week or something as we get a little closer to it. Carrie says, "Diana, the circus was in Pittsburgh today." Oh, was it? John says, "Even Godzilla needs to floss with the zipline." Yeah, maybe they could go in between his teeth. Jason says, "Excellent show last night." Thank you, Jason. That was fun. I had a good time. That's weird. Like the difference between me doing the show and Jack Shadow doing the show is pretty substantial, I think. Of course, you want to see the creepy, cryptic host of Jack Shadow doing the shows, because that certainly fits that atmosphere a lot more. That's why I did it all these years for going into my 14th year here, but it's really I'm kind of saving the day. I guess I'm kind of a hero in that regard. But I if I didn't do it this way, I couldn't keep up with. I wouldn't be able to keep up with the show. And I will say this: I had very very little preparation for that, and because I'm doing it just like this. And so, because I just don't have time, with everything that's going on. I hate to say that, because I don't want to put make it sound like I'm putting that on the back burner. I'm not trying to, but I think we've had like 7 new shows this year. So I think we're doing okay. I still don't have the new set put up yet. And now here's what's happening. Maybe you're not aware. I have a store that I'm putting up at the Cranberry Mall in Venango County, Pennsylvania. Okay, so and that thing is it's probably, I'm guessing, like 30 miles one way to get to that. So there's some travel involved, there and back, and then so I'm working on an escape room right now. I will be building a haunted house like immediately after. I'm going to put my shoulder surgery off until after haunt season, just so I can get this thing up and running. It won't get done. It will not get done if I don't make that decision. So, but also the Chill Night Theater set, the physical set, will be put up in. Now, luckily, it's not like that's going to be pushed off until after the haunted house gets built, because the Chill Night Theater set is actually going to be incorporated in the haunted house. So, and you'll see in the weeks to come why that is. I guess I could just tell you right now. Why wait? I'll give you some kind of treat here. You're showing up for a pre-show and there's no after show. So, but the haunted house, it's labeled Jack Shadows. Okay, and then there'll be the title. Now that part I will hold out for. However, in saying that, it will be, you go into Jack's room first, which has always been the traditional thing in my haunted houses. You go into Jack's room, he greets everybody, gives the speech, and then ushers them into the haunted house. But in this case, see, I can kind of get multi-use out of it. I can have that being the room in the haunted house, and also my Chiller Night Theater set, which I used to do back in the day when I first started the show. I actually was filming in my haunted house, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Um, let's see. Bonin says, I joined Facebook so I could watch them movies and be part of the Chiller Night Theater, and would you believe I can't remember to watch the thing? Oh, is that right? Well, it'll come to you. It'll come to you. Raymond says, putting on tux takes time. Where are the tux with Jack Shadow's head and top hat? Yeah, there's so much to prep for with Jack Shadow, um, because with me, I don't, I don't, you know, set out to make mistakes, but if I do, it's like, okay, whatever. I'm on here every week, I don't care. Necessarily when it comes to that, it's like, oh, I messed my wording up. Ooh, I don't care because I'm just comfortable in front of people. I always have been, so I don't. But when I'm doing a character, it's a little different. It's a little different because you're playing a character. You're playing something that you're not, and I want that to be as perfect as I can. Um, so I don't know if I'm really conveying that, like I want to, um, but in saying that, the dialogue, I really want that dialogue to sound Jack Shadowish, and um, and that costume is just it's layered. Somebody asked me, what's the quickest you can get in that costume? I don't. It used to take me like back when I first started doing it. It was probably 45 minutes, um, because I was actually gluing the mask on with spirit gum. The foam latex to my face, and then I'd have to put makeup underneath it. You put the mask on, then I had to cover around and then pull a hood up, and then the wig and the hat and all this stuff. Now, I've got it. I've made some modifications to the costume to where it doesn't take that long anymore, but it's still a process, a layered process. It just takes a lot. So if I can do a show as myself with the tux and get the show and still have a good time and keep the show and the content relevant and alive, then that's what I'll do for now. Just know Jack didn't go anywhere. That's why I had him on April Fool's Day, and that was kind of a last minute, not last minute. But earlier in that week, we did the show on Friday, April 1st, and it was like maybe Monday. I thought I was still kicking it back and forth. Should I do this? Because I'm getting some comments like Jack retired. People are thinking that Jack's retired. I'm like, nah, I think Jack better make an appearance just to kind of kick that concern off to the side, because that's not my intent. I just don't have the time to prepare for a Jack Shadow episode. Now for me, it's different, so I don't have to be as perfect as Jack. But anyways, Jason says, where in the mall is it? Close to which former anchor store? Well, it's in the former Label Shopper, which is right by the cinema. It's like right up against the cinema. So right in that area with the food court, the cinema, and I'm right there in the old Label Shopper. So, which is a nice a nice store to have. It's like there's so much room in there. and I was kind of surprised to get it, but I've been back and forth with them all about this since like December, you know, and trying to land just the perfect spot because there was other stores that I had to. I kicked it back and forth in my head. I was like, just I want escape rooms and a haunted house plus a store, you know, plus chill night theater. I want all that in there, you know, and I wanted it all. So I just kept, you know, we just kept talking, and that one I had found out was available, so that's the one I was able to get. So let's see. Porta says, if you ever wrote a book, you might consider a guest spot on Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie. Well, that would be cool. Coast to Coast was that was the inspiration for Chiller Chat. So yeah, that'd be neat. If I ever wrote a book, I mean, I have a book, but it's a novelette. It's a like a young reader's book, but and I didn't write it. I just gave the story idea to somebody who did write it, Jennifer Sadler. Um, but yeah, that'd be neat. That'd be really cool to be in Coast to Coast. Terrence says, Brian, can you believe Amber Heard dropping a grumpy on Johnny Depp's bed? She should be called Amber Turd. I know, I know. That is, boy, the things that come out in these, in this trial is this, let's did she really want everybody to know about this? Wow. I mean, it was he was suing her for the defamation, so defamation. I don't know. That was something, wasn't it? What a circus. What a circus. Brad says, it's a Chillin' Night pre-show. Bryan Hogue starring Bryan Hogue now. Here's Brian. Chillin' Night on YouTube again, Brian. Yeah, there's no stream TV on tonight. I would imagine we'd be back next week because I was told May 21st was the. Somebody wrote this on Facebook just before I started here tonight. They said May 21st was the last show. What's the holdup? You know, and I said, well, May 21st. You know that she's correct. She or he, I think it was a she, is correct. That would be the 28th, and today, June 4th, because I was told it would be for 2 weeks. Now, I don't see why it wouldn't be on, you know, June 11th for next Saturday. It should be, so I'm sure we'll be on next Saturday. But for tonight, I don't know. Paul brought up, well, Paul asked if we could think of a movie. Tom recommended Fiend Without a Face. We haven't seen that one on here since February 12th, so that is on the YouTube Chiller Night. If you want to jump to that in 9 minutes to make it seem more like you know, what we've been doing for all these years. Yeah, that throws me off when that is strange when there's no Chiller Night, you know, TV showing at 9 o'clock. Glam says that case has been fascinating and horrifying all at once. Kids, be careful who you hang with. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I haven't watching. Of course, I catch some of the highlights of it, but yeah, boy, she didn't come out of that, you know, looking too good. Boy, when you hear beauty is only skin deep, I'm sure they both have their problems, obviously, but I don't know. Raymond says, I am happy when Brian hosts the live movie in his tux. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's my homage to Chilly Billy Cardell, who always wore the tux when doing chiller theater. And I figure, well, if I'm not going to get all, you know, as a character, you know, as Jack Shadow, then at least to carry on that chiller atmosphere or that mood. At least in you know, as far as I'm concerned, you know, growing up when I did and watching chiller theater, that to me is the next step, you know, in being the host rather than a costume or makeup and a mask and all that. So um, I wouldn't want to be another character. I'd only want to be Jack Shadow, and if I can't be Jack Shadow, then I'll play that Bryan Hogue guy. Let's see. Bonin says, Brian, Chili Billy never wore a costume, and he's a Pittsburgh legend. Be yourself and do what you want to do. We're going to tune in to watch no matter what because we like your show. Ah, wow, thank you. That's very nice that you said that. I appreciate that because I am I do wonder, like, oh boy, I hope I'm not losing any interest here, you know, with the viewers, you know, because I know you want to see Jack Shadow, but it just, you know, it just, I can't do it right now. So, but I want to keep the show alive. So I appreciate hearing that because that does take a little bit of the anxiety and stress off me. Like, I can't keep up with it. So that's cool. I appreciate that. Raymond says, I am the proud owner of the book. Oh, thank you. Oh, cool. I hope you like it. Terrence says defamation or defecation, right? That's what I was thinking when I said that. Yeah, I almost said that myself. Um, let's see. Clam says apparently it was a bit of both. Yeah. Brad says I'll just watch last night's Mr. X show on Facebook or YouTube. LOL. Well, there you go. There you go. You can do that. Yeah, if you missed it, that's a good one. John says, you have been watching the Chiller Night pre-show with Bryan Hogue. This is Crozak the Grand. Remember that there's no show tonight, but go to YouTube for your Chiller Night movie. Until next Saturday night, stay chilled and keep thrilled. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That is true. If you want to go to the YouTube channel, the Chiller Night YouTube channel, now, Tom recommended Fiend Without a Face. That's a good movie. I very much enjoyed that one. That was one of the live ones we did. There was also, I threw out another one, Silent Night, Bloody Night, when Paul had asked earlier. So, and we haven't seen that one since January. But there's a plethora of choices to choose from. If you just feel like watching you know, a Chiller Night theater tonight, hopefully you do. I mean, if you do, well, there you go. That's where you can find one, and hopefully you can watch it on your big screen TV. Bonin says, I have so much fun on every single Saturday. Thanks, Brian and the Chiller Night crew. Oh, thank you. As do I. As do I. Raymond says, I had Jack Shadow playing Brian. Maybe. I'll never tell. Let's see. Tracy says, do you still show Westerns? Do we still show Westerns? I like Westerns, but I don't show Westerns on here. Although I thought about, you know, if I had more time, maybe after I retire, maybe I'll do maybe I'll host some of the public domain Westerns, because there's tons of them. There's probably more of those than there are, you know, horror movies. You know, I don't know. That's we did one Jesse James meets Frankenstein's daughter, and then of course there's Billy the Kid versus Dracula. That we haven't done that one yet, and I say yet because I want to get to that one. Maybe I'll wait until the new set gets put up, and that will be, maybe I'll save that for the new set. I was in Jack's chair today, the actual physical chair at the store earlier today, and it was I don't mind saying it was a good feeling. We got about 3 minutes left. Okay, all. We'll see you next week. All right, Tom, thanks for joining us. Raymond says, later, Gators. Bonehead says, I only wish that the live chat was 2 hours long. Maybe one of these Halloweens, Brian will get Miss Ava and have a 2-hour spooktacular. That'd be all right. That'd be cool. That's a neat idea. Raymond says, what? Jack Shadow playing Brian. Oh, I read the I hat, and I was thinking that's probably a misprint, but okay. Glam says, sincere thanks to Bryan and all you lovely folks for making this such a great time. Have a great week. Oh, thank you, Glam. Thanks for joining us. Bonin says, I just want to thank everyone for another interesting and fun Saturday. As do I. Thank you, all of you, for joining. Sorry for all the comments that I had to skip, but that's a good thing because that means that there's that much interaction and that much involvement from you, the viewers, who's making this possible. I certainly wouldn't be doing all of this if I didn't have all of you to do it for. So thank you. And thanks for joining me and for joining each other as we try to do every Saturday night. I think we do a pretty good job of that, I must say. So have a good night, have a good chiller night, and we'll see you next week.